Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome to Dispatch Training Center, and it's me, Alex. I will be streaming on YouTube as a main stream today, and I just actually put my phone right here so TikTokers can also be a part of this live show. Well, guys, you cannot believe this, but over the weekend, I was accused of being a scammer. I have a guy named Alfredo Lopez. He's an owner operator. I guess he's the owner of company for 9 years. And he posted under my advertising for IFTA and safety and compliance. Do not trust this company. They are actually scammers. They use carriers' information and they commit the fraud. And here I am enjoying my afternoon and just really looking into this. Well, how do we scam? First, to scam, you need to have the information about the carrier, right? So let's go back. He is emailing me a few times, and finally I told him, why don't you call me directly and we can figure this out? So what was he accusing me of? He was accusing me that my company, Dispatch Training Center, without his permission, was trying to set up his company on my Carrier Assure website with a broker. First, don't really know who the guy is, don't really have a clue about his company, and we do not run scams. I'm probably one of the people who is fighting against front-end trucking. So after talking to him, we figure out what's going on. Well, first, some guy named, what was his name? I think was Kevin. Kevin was dispatch@gmail.com, right? He used his information and he actually went and changed authority on my carrier setup, right? So what happened there? Well, he decided to update all the information. So let's pretend, and I'm not gonna put the MC for this carrier. I'm just gonna kind of give you example what happened. Well, this fake dispatch service log into my carrier setup and they said that they are new dispatch service for Mr. Lopez. And carrier setup, Assure Assist, had no problem with updating information. So this owner operator caught them right away, right? He was seeing what's going on. He contacted Carrier Assure. He actually contacted the broker that they were trying to set up because, again, he is only one truck. He's a guy who is dispatching himself, and he received the email that some guy, Kevin, is trying to pretend to be his dispatcher. So most of you are going to be asking, why did I got accused of the scam? Well, because this guy CC'd me, learndispatchtoday@gmail.com, and he actually forwarded my campaign on my trainings. Why would he do that? You know why people do that? Because I am a YouTuber, I am a TikToker, I have a legal business, and people know that I train. So that's why they use me as a proof that they are real dispatchers. Do I know who the guy is? No. Did they ever took the training from me? No. Did I had anything to do with this? No, no, and no. But today, I want you guys to pay attention. How the fake dispatcher companies can take over on your setups with the brokers. how they can use your information without you even knowing. And it usually happens when you guys do not pay attention to your emails, when you are having different dispatchers taking care of stuff. So today I'm talking to the owners of trucking companies. I don't care if you have one truck. I don't care if you have two trucks. I don't care if you have 10, 15 trucks. The scammers still gonna get you. So first, let's see how the fake dispatch services scam and steal your identity. Well, first, they pretend to be legitimate dispatchers, right? So they use big companies as a backup, but pay attention to the emails they are sending you. Pay attention. Do they even have website? Do they even have tax ID? Can you actually verify that they are in the USA? Because 95% of the scammers, they are actually outside of the USA. So first, how do they get you? Well, usually the fake dispatchers will promise you golden loads. And they might create a nice polished logo and a catchy business name. Usually they copy other companies. Well, they claim that they have connections with the brokers. Please, if you're watching me right now, tell me how many times you receive phone call and the person tells you, I have a special connections with TQL. I have a special connections with C.H. Robinson, with Coyote, with RXO, I don't know, GB Hunt, Trinity Logistics. They don't have special connections. They represent you from the same load board. That's first. If they have that special connection, well, then they are misrepresenting dispatcher's duty, right? They are not dispatchers. In that case, they probably are brokers. A lot of times, they will pretend that they've been in business for years. Every time when I ask how long you've been in business, even when brokers call me, because I already have senses and I can spot the fraud probably 10 miles away from me, usually the number is going to be very, very surprisingly high. Oh, I've been doing it for 25 years. I've been doing it for 30 years. Some of them even claim that they've been doing dispatching for 40 years. Well, if we go 40 years back, probably dispatchers as we have them now did not really exist back then, right? Even the DAT was existing. It was a dial up the truck and owner operators were calling and nobody was outsourcing. So 40 years for sure, you have not been dispatching. 30 years for sure, you have not been dispatching. So this is your first red flag. Well, what else? Well, usually they tell you another lie. They know that nowadays brand new MCs having hard time with getting setups due to maybe you are not long in a business. Maybe you only opened MC 3 months ago. Maybe you do not have a random inspection on the safer. Maybe you don't have enough trucks to qualify to work with some brokers. Maybe your insurance coverage is not good enough. Maybe your cargo is from Lloyd's of London and most of the brokers will not accept you. So they will promise you, if you give us information, we'll set you up with those brokers no matter what. Guys, if you are owner of the company and you're going to pick up that phone and you're going to make phone call, let's say to RXO, and they telling you, well, you're not qualifying due to this, this, and this. Do you think that some magical dispatcher is gonna fix that problem? Well, I don't think so. And a lot of times they will tell you, we are handling this all the time. We have no problem with this, right? Please, I mean, you're not the kids in this business. Most of you have been doing this for a while. So don't trust this. Well, and to do all the scams, they will ask you for information. So first, they're gonna verify your MC DOT number. They're gonna ask you to send them proof of your authority. They're gonna ask you for certificate of insurance. They're gonna ask you for W-9 with your tax ID, with your signature. They're gonna even ask you for your social security and your personal CDL driver license before you even seen them face to face. Nowadays, with all of this technology, guys, how can you give your personal information for person who is just calling you or emailing you? I mean, you have to be pretty naive, or I don't know, you're a really trusty person. But remember, transportation, trucking industry in the USA is a different industry. It's a lots and lots of scams. So my personal advice to you, schedule that Zoom meeting. Schedule that FaceTime with that person. Look into their eyes. See their settings. Where are they sitting? What is behind them? Not the fake palm trees. Well, if I turn around, well, you can see my office, right? I am not pretending that I am at Caribbean's right now. I do not have the fake Bentley park right here, right? Well, I am in my office. I work from home today, so you can see I'm a real person. When you're going to be asking me questions, well, probably you're going to figure out if I know this industry. So guys, please stop giving information over emails. Stop, because when you guys gonna get scammed, you don't need to cry about this. You're the one who is giving them information. So stop doing this. Seriously, it's all you who is helping them to scam you. Well, let's go after that. Well, the red flag right away. Well, a lot of dispatch service is gonna say, well, we cannot book anything unless we have the front and the back of your CDL, of your social security. Guys, that's not the truth. To book the load, if you are set up with a broker, well, sometimes we need to verify the VIN numbers for our truck, for our trailer. Barely, maybe 5% of the loads, if they are military loads, if they are actually government loads, or maybe high value loads, they will ask for CDL. But again, broker can call directly driver and ask for the picture of CDL. So no need to provide that information for people who did not even start dispatching you yet. This is like, no. A lot of them gonna tell you that they are not only dispatchers, but they are also brokers. Wow, what is the winning combo? They're gonna dispatch you and they're gonna be brokers as well. So a lot of you, especially in this low market, you are hoping for that $3 per mile rate, or maybe even $4. I don't know how good the stories they're telling you. Guys, it does not exist. So first, if they're gonna be brokers as well, you should ask for proper documentation. You should ask to verify their authority, right? Brokers have authority, their surety bond, their tax ID. And if they can do that and you can verify them on a safer, even on safer, you can verify them on your factoring, you can verify them with DHT, truck stop. And if they are really brokers who also are dispatch service, is that exist? Yeah, sometimes, not that often because brokers are busy with their own stuff. But if this is the truth, then maybe you can let them dispatch you. So what else is? Well, remember, once you send them documents and they have your documents, well, what the scammers can do? Well, they can set up the fake carrier profiles, right, under your name. So they go log in, like in this case. Mr. Lopez said that I scammed him, that I log in as a Kevin. Where is this attachment? I cannot find it right now. As a Kevin Reed at gmail.com, right? And I did change him here. Actually, I did find. So guys, pay attention. If you receive email from this person, this is scam. Plus, we do have email from the Pace University connected to this scam as well. So the person who is pretending to be a dispatcher is sending the emails, phishing emails, first from listserv at list.pace.edu, right? And when he changes the name, he pretends to be Kevin Reed, I believe, right? So his name is Kevin. Okay, let me see one more time. Okay. Let me see. I just want to find this email. Okay, here you go. Here you go. So what was he trying to do? He was trying to set up with the broker, and he was using mycarrierpacket.com, and he was claiming that he's a Kevin Ray owner, and he is updating the information. And we already know that the real guy, last name is Mr. Lopez. I'm not naming the company. This is all happened on April 4th of this year, 2025, a few days ago. And this Kevin Ray is telling that now all the broker carrier agreements have to go to his email. And here is email, guys. Actually, it's kevindispatch1 at gmail.com. Okay? So one more time, I will post under the video, it's Kevin Ray dispatch1 at gmail.com. So guys, if you receive any emails from this person, this is a scam. Also, if you receive the information from that university, Pace University, that's also connected to this scammer. So please do not give any information. And if you see that on a highway, on RMIS, on My Career Setup, something changed, you usually will receive notification. Actually, nowadays, you cannot even do it until you verify with the phone. So in this case, I would strongly suggest My Career Setup, Career Assure, to look into their fraud prevention. Actually, they used to be really good with the setups, but now barely anybody using them because we got highway, RMIS, and DAT onboarding. So I do really believe that they need to set up their preventive fraud department, because if this Kevin Reid was able to log in and change all the information, different phone, different address, different email, how come the owner of the company did not receive any text message, any warning, any code that he needs to enter before it can be done? So pay attention. When you guys do setups with My Career Setup, make sure all the information updated, that you have correct phone number, correct email, and make sure if you add in any dispatcher, you can actually name them. For example, on highway, you can go and say, well, I have dispatcher Alex, there is an email, I have dispatcher, let's say Matt, here's an email, and it will be approved. Let's say somebody fire me, they go back to highway or RMIS, and they can delete me. So I could never go and try to set up with other brokers. Well, all of this is actually a real danger of identity theft in trucking. And when they do have your information, they can do a lot of things. Well, they can actually fake debt. They can open credit cards. You can see chargebacks under UMC. The biggest one is, of course, double brokering. And it can affect actually your profile with other brokers, because if one of the brokers is going to mark you as potential double brokering carrier, that's it. You are done today. You're not going to be able to continue work with most of the brokers. So pay attention to this. When you are part of this, and that's why I am very thankful to Mr. Lopez. First, he was kind of mad and angry. By the end of conversation, well, we made a deal that we're going to solve this mystery. He did the right thing. He actually contacted my carrier setup immediately. He forwarded all the emails. He was looking into this. He actually contacted FMCSA as well to make sure that it's going to be reported. And he contacted me because my email was there as well as CC email. So I appreciate he did this, because now I know that scammers are using me as proof that they are real dispatchers. But I don't worry about this much, because people who took my classes, they would never do this. Students who sign up for my training, they know that they are on the mission to change trucking for the better. So I'm 100% secure with anybody who took my trainings and who will take my trainings. We are here to fight fraud. We are here to improve our dispatching, and we are here to survive. The good dispatcher, the pro dispatcher, even if you stop working with someone, he will never will do this. Let's say I am finishing my partnership with a carrier. I will give them all the logins if I created any to load board. I will make sure I remove my service from any websites. I will make sure that they have everything they need. When I do their safety, I will make sure I sit down with them and show how to log into portal, how to log into IFTA, what they need to do. I give them the list of things that are important and you cannot miss. So that's what real professionals do. Scammers usually don't even have enough knowledge. So when you set up that one-on-one phone call and you look at their eyes, they cannot even answer the questions about simple things such as trailer size, equipment, market. Only thing they can tell you, we're gonna give you 12,000 gross. We're gonna move your trucks $3 per mile. We know all the brokers. And if you're naive to believe that, well, it's on you. What else can be done by scammers? Of course, ruining of your reputation. Also, they can steal your payments. Remember, dispatchers who are dispatching some carriers and actually putting their bank accounts for some payments. That's why most of the scammers will tell you, you don't need factoring. No, it's okay. I will manage your invoices. Why do they do that? Because half of the loads are going to go directly to your bank account and half of the loads will be sent to their own account. Picture, you have 2-3 trucks. They dispatch you good for months or two, and today they know that they will be done soon. 10 loads. Let's say each load is $2,000, right? 4 or 5 trucks. Well, there you go. In 1 week, payments for those $25,000, $35,000 did not go to your account. And usually those money are gone. And you can go and you can complain to the brokers, you can complain to banks, but scammers know how to manage those payments. Another thing, you are giving them your credit cards. You are giving them your bank accounts. and one day you wake up and money was sent somewhere else. How many of you already had to deal with scammers? And we were talking about what? About insurance scam, fuel scams, and everything else. Well, the biggest problem with all of this, that you might deal with compliance violations, because some brokers are not really going to look into this, and they will make sure that they complain about you as a carrier. They will mark you in their system and other systems, and they can even file a complaint on FMCSA. So you need to learn how to protect yourself, right? Well, let's go through some steps. First, make sure that you vet every dispatcher carefully. Do they have the real website? Do they have reviews? Not one review, not two reviews, at least 50, 60 reviews, which are done kind of in the last few years. Well, you need to make sure you call their references and you verify if these people are really dispatchers and how do they do their job. If you ask dispatch service for verification and references and they say, well, usually we don't let you talk to our real carriers, well, do they really even have the carriers? Well, I don't think so. Because if I am signing up a new carrier, I have no problem for him to call some of our companies and verify that, yes, we dispatch, yes, we do a good job, okay job, or maybe we're not even a good dispatch service, right? It's up to them if they're going to choose us or not. But nobody should have problem with references. Look at the TQL. You go on their website, and even TQL have references. Please call this carriers. Kind of a joke though, right? All the carriers are kissing their butts, so of course they're gonna say, yes, we work with TQL. But this is kind of a joke for today. Well, second, never send them your driver license, never send your social security, never send your important bank account information before you really know that they exist. Ask for signed dispatch agreement with their full names, addresses, and business tax ID. When they're asking you for your CDL or social security, well, in return, ask them, well, can you send me yours? And see if they will pick up the phone after that. Okay, what else should we do? Well, we need to make sure we call the broker directly. When we spotted something like this, something would happen to this guy. He called this broker directly, right? And actually, it was Uncommon Logistics, Inc. So this was a broker. So he did call and he made sure that this was fixed and that broker knew that this was a fraud. Well, I hope that broker hopefully also raises question with my carrier setup, right? And hopefully they will do something about this, right? Because it has to be verification. So let's see. Who is this broker? Never heard of them. Uncommon Logistics, Inc. Did not even show up on my RTS. Let's see. I really want to find this broker as well. What is their MC? Okay. Uncommon Logistics, 475. Let's see. Copy text. Let's see. I want to see where is they located. Okay. Uncommon Logistics. Rating is C. And they are actually from New Jersey. Okay, so they are a real broker who are still using my carrier setup for setting up with carriers. Maybe they also need to change to highway or RMIS or DAT on one, because they should raise this issue as well. Well, what else would I recommend to you? I recommend for you to monitor your FMCSA profile. not once a year, not quarterly, but daily. And you need to watch for any suspicious updates or any unauthorized broker setups. A lot of people don't even look at the safer profile. I'm not even talking about logging into portal and seeing what's going on there. But at least look at the safer. Did the phone number change? Did the email change? Did your address magically change now? Because you guys can catch this right away instead of being victim of fraud. Well, I hope it helps. I hope that Mr. Lopez does not think that I am his enemy, and we will keep a good relationship. And we decided to educate all of you on this scam. Hopefully it helps. I will answer some questions. I have 10 minutes before I'll go play paddle. So if you have any questions, I gladly answer. Just want to make sure that you remember that we have IFTA training Saturday, and our safety training will start next following Saturday. So IFTA April 12, and safety and compliance, I just updated the schedule. We're gonna start on April 19th, the first class. Our April class is gonna start 1 week later, and we're gonna start on May 3rd, I believe, due to some traveling I need to do and my other businesses. As many of you know, I'm also a licensed agent for life insurance. So if anybody's looking for life insurance or any financial services, make sure you guys connect, since I moved to the company which is licensed in all states. So I don't have to help only people in Illinois. Now I can help all of you in the USA. So if you trust me, and definitely I will not scam you, because I went through so many scams in my life that I don't think anybody deserves to go through that. Well, let's see. Let's see the comments on YouTube. If any broker with Gmail account, I don't even talk to them. Yes, we see Mr. Bora Azad, our previous student who took our classes. Yes, with Gmails, and especially the names. The funny part is this email was connected to the Pace University. So we actually investigating this with the owner, and we will make sure we know who has an access and who is a student in that Pace University. So thank you, Alex. I love you. You look good in pink. Oh, thank you. Okay. Let's work together and make lots of money. Okay. Alex, you scammed me. You stole my heart. Okay, I guess we need to block this guy, because I don't think that he is changing trucking for the better. I'm looking forward taking your classes. Thank you, Eduardo. So that was our viewers on TikTok. Let's see. Do we have any on YouTube? Let's see. Do we have any questions on TikTok? Let's see. No questions. Everybody's just watching. Okay, guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts. So make sure you guys watch. Good evening. If I have my own attorney, would you dispatch me? Well, it depends how long is your attorney is active, what type of equipment. You can always contact us. If not my services, I can forward you to other dispatchers who I have trained and who I can trust. Okay, what else? Always loving USA. Lots of likes, lots of hearts. Any questions, guys? We have 5 more minutes. So scams are real. Make sure. Let's talk about if you're a new dispatcher. And that's what I recommend to my students, the one who finished the classes in 2024 and 2025. If you really want to find a career, you really need to stress out the fact that you want to schedule that Zoom meeting for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Maybe you can use any other app, but you want to make sure that they can see who you are and what you know. Plus, in my trainings, I give you so many resources that you can share for free. So don't be stingy. I give you more than enough. And I never put codes on them, all the PDFs, all the PowerPoints, all the links. Please share, because knowledge is a power. Some people say, Alex, you give so much, people are not going to sign up for your classes. They're just going to watch you on YouTube. Oh, guys, when you watch me on YouTube and when you hear the information, this is only probably 5% of what I teach in the class. In my class, you receive probably 70% of what you need to start. But when you continue and you come back for safety classes, when you go to webinars, when you continue even in our Telegram group, every day we learn something new. So make sure, if you are a previous student, Mr. Bora, did you sign up for the Telegram group? It's for all previous students. We always sharing information there because, again, knowledge is a power. And if somebody is facing something that should be exposed, well, we have the way to expose all this. Finally, today, I updated my profile on, oh my God, where is my StreamYard? When? It's right here. So on my Indeed account. Guys, make sure you find me there, because I guess to go live there, I need 150 followers. Well, maybe we can find 150 followers from 80,000 from YouTube and 27,000 from TikTok. I just need 150 so I can start actually teaching others for free. What else would I want you to learn? I want you to pay attention that this industry is changing every day. And you might think, well, I am used to the way I dispatch. I'm used to certain things. But scammers are learning fast and they are creative. So you need to do extra steps to protect your careers. You as a dispatcher first. But there is no excuse for owner of the company tell it's my dispatcher's fault. It's my safety manager fault. It's my driver fault. Unfortunately, probably most of you not gonna like this statement. But 80% of owners of trucking companies need to educate themselves. Just because you know how to drive your truck, just because you're able to go and buy 5 trucks, just because you know how to fix your truck, it does not make you an educated business owner. How many of you actually need to get extra knowledge even with accounting? How many of you are still missing that important knowledge of safety and compliance? How many of you need to catch up on their negotiation techniques and skills? You drive in long hours. You talking on the phone with other drivers. Why don't you do it a habit? 30 minutes a day. Learn something new. Nowadays, we have books. You don't even have to read. You drive and you listen. You can watch podcasts. You can sign up for some webinars. You can sign up for extra trainings. Guys, wake up. Trucking is different nowadays. And you know who is getting scammed? People who never improve themselves. This is not 2015. This is not 2020 anymore. This is not even 2023. We are in 2025. So if you never invested in learning basics, you're not gonna succeed. You might be a great, hardworking driver. You might be a great owner of the company. But if you do not catch up on this industry, first, you're gonna run yourself out of business, you're gonna file bankruptcy, or you're gonna become the charity trucking. You driving, you working hard, but you're not really making money. For some of you, this is a time to realize maybe I'd better go be a driver somewhere else. Maybe I wasn't ready to become an owner of my own trucking company. Or maybe my expenses are too high for brand new MC, for my older truck or my brand new truck. Maybe my dispatchers don't really do a good job or I do not dispatch. Not everybody can be a business owner. It's better to be an owner operator who can work with somebody else and still makes money. So that's something to consider. But to get to this, you need to learn the basics. Basics. Simply start with your operational cost. If I would be able to see your hands, how many of you know your operational cost per mile? Honestly, tell me, how many of you know operational cost per mile exactly for you? Exactly for today? For, let's say, April fuel, for rate per mile, for your insurance, for your breakdowns, preventive maintenance, all other fees. How many of you calculate that? Because you cannot just do it in 2020 and still think that operational cost is still the same. It's fluctuate. And how many of you still have that belief? The more I drive, the more I will make. Actually, I was driving with my boyfriend in a car, and he called his friend who is an owner operator, and he works for the company who believes that the more you drive, the better it's gonna be. And when he told me that he's averaging $80, $70, and he's driving 6,000 miles a week. So can you picture that? There's no sleep, there's no showers, there's just driving, illegal driving, because they still fake ELDs. And when I ask him, well, did you calculate maybe it's better for you to drive 4,000 miles or 38, but ask your dispatch to find shorter loads and kick your rate per mile to $1.92, $1.95, hopefully till $2, that you're gonna make the same profit that you are driving 6,000 miles. And he's like, yes, but then I'm not gonna have growth. And I said, okay, so you drive 6,000 miles, $1.75. By the time you pay fuel, by the time you pay your lease, preventive maintenance they charge per mile, by the time you pay your 12% dispatch fee, what is left there? And actually, after that conversation, I just did the mock operational cost. And you know what? He would make more money if he would drive $1.95 and drive 36, 37 miles per week. So ask yourself, are you calculating what are you really doing? Are your dispatchers actually know what they're doing? Are you switching the markets? Are you learning about scams? Are you checking on the brokers? Or you are still hoping that trucking is just gonna be magical industry that somehow is gonna change again, and we all gonna drive $3-4 per mile? Well, unfortunately, it's not happening soon. And if you not gonna educate yourself, you're not gonna survive. Please like, share, comment, because your feedbacks are very important to me. Try to stay positive. We don't really need negativity in your comments, because no need to express your negative attitude. I think we do a really good job educating lots and lots of people for free. We put lots and lots of information. And if you're willing to learn, you can always get our training and you can improve industry together with us. I love you guys. And I'll see you on IFTA class on Saturday. Bye. Let's see, what do we have here? Style. We're gonna say goodbye, right? Okay. And stream.